So, powerful day today, folks. We have the fire horse, the new year, we have a new moon, solar eclipse, we have all sorts of, we've got Saturn, Neptune all coming into alignment that hasn't done, I believe, of over 4,000 years. We are heavily in a point of change. We are at that tipping point of change. And this change and what that actually means is, what are we all changing for, is the question we have to ask ourselves. And actually, it's sovereignty. It's personal, soul, spirit sovereignty. And the shifts that what we're doing is calling us to move into that and to really start to align to what we desire, what we're here for, what our gifts are, and to break free from those old patterns, those fear-based patterns that have served us. They have served us, but they're not going to be serving us now. And it's realizing where we've played small, the belief systems, the people pleaser, the sacrificing one's inner peace, this imposter phenomenon, the belief that you're not worthy, that money equates to your self-worth, that has been used. Whereas actually, when you realize that money can never ever get to the level of your self-worth, ever, it can't. You have to realize that we are miracles, and what created us as these miracles that we are living and breathing is within us. And we have to really recognize that a lot of the matrix, the materialistic stuff, has no level of who we are and the value that we are. And this is about remembering the miracles that we are, the power that we are, and the sovereignty that is. And to realize the illusions of separation, the aspects of fear, and that the whole matrix feeds upon. And that what we call real life, because that's what we have all become accustomed to. Whereas actually we are shifting, we are moving through what I would call creating the creatix, the mother of the universe, of Sophia. We are creating, grounding, and moving into that frequency, the feminine energy, to hold space for all of us to let go of the patriarchal hierarchy systems that take us out of our power, that we give away our power to, and to start reclaiming that back at where we hold circle for one another. And it may not mean, and it doesn't mean, sorry, that just because one person may look ahead of you in terms of this journey, it doesn't mean they're more important than you. And this is about holding circle for one another, for each of us to step in. I see it like an assault course, the Tough Mudder, where one person will lift the other person up and the other person turns around and lifts the other one up. So this is a game, or what we're all doing in terms of how we're here to develop, and we're doing it together. And so the deepest part of us, the illusion that we have all been feeding, is the separation from that divinity that's within us, that light that's within every single cell, that goes deep from the mitochondria. And we are all carrying that. And like I say, that consciousness, that wisdom that created us is still within us. And this is the journey about remembering that. And the healing process isn't about making yourself whole. You're already whole. The key is actually realizing the patterns that have blocked that, and you're releasing them like old skins. Like I say, we're moving from the snake. We're moving that, and we're regenerating from our old patterns. But this regeneration isn't just in our mind, it's in our bones, it's in our blood, our skeletal system, the whole constructs of mind where our DNA sit. And so this goes right deep to a cellular level. And this is about embodiment. And this is the key, this sacred conscious embodiment, where it isn't about just believing it in our heads, it's about the whole body shows you that wisdom. And it begins with the heart. And for women, we then shift into the womb and hold that. And for men, you hold in your heart and then come deeper into your hara. And this is really important, that we start to listen to our body wisdom, how we integrate these massive, huge energetic shifts. and to realize we are a channel of it. So a lot of us get kind of stuck with the download and then try and make sense of it, and then it's like trying to catch lightning. And we wonder why we're frazzled, and we wonder why our neural systems are going, holy fuck, okay? But it's because we're not grounding. And so we have to allow that without the understanding, allow the just the acceptance, and ground on earth and give it to the earth, which the earth will transform, and then we can receive it through the material, through the physical plane, to enable and support our bodies. And then the understanding comes through later. And we have to trust that. And it's what was really showing me this morning. So basically, we need to really look out for ourselves and for our bodies to basically not, with these energies that are coming through, not to overstimulate our neural system, our cortisol, our adrenals, to go into these old patterns that we would have been in, like the survival patterns and belief systems. So it's really been shown to me, you have to start to really learn the lesson of less is more. How can we do less and achieve more? How can we move more into stillness and create from that place of stillness? How, as women especially, how we can move from the masculine of the doing into the holding of the feminine. So how do we hold ourselves to be in our feminine, and the discernment of that, those healthy boundaries for that, the compassion for ourselves, and realize that because I was getting this sense of I need to do, and it's like, okay, why am I feeling this? Because this now feels like anxiety in my heart. And I tuned in and did a meditation that I recorded the other day, Friday the 13th, the Goddess Day. And it really earthed and brought me into my womb and into the creatix that is really into earth, and which is showing us to create from stillness, how we can do that, which will feel completely alien to us because this isn't how we've been conditioned to do this. So we are learning something very new. So we really need to give ourselves, when we know when we've gone a bit off piste and we've gone into old patterns, to give ourselves some compassion. The other thing is, with the fire horse, it may well bolt out that stable door, but do you actually know where you're running from? Is this again another fear pattern? And so we want to look at the longevity of how our neural systems, our bodies can work through. And it isn't about just getting that idea and then just running with it. This is about embodiment of that. So how we can get this inspiration, let it move through our body, take it into the earth, and then how we bring it back into, like, how do we take action with this? And that takes time. It isn't something just to react to. And I speak from experience. That's what I do. I get suddenly like, ooh, a great idea, and run with it. And then I kind of, why am I exhausted? And so we have to give ourselves this time to really process and allow that to come through, and to know that we will still be having these old patterns to come up. So don't give ourselves a hard time of thinking, oh fuck, why haven't I just got over this shit by now? You've got to really honor that this is in your bones, this is in your DNA, and we are recalibrating our whole neural systems, everything, while still living in a world that overstimulates that and tries to hold us into that. So we have to really give ourselves some love and compassion to realize that this will, and it is moving, but it will take time, and all of a sudden there'll be a shift. But this is really about honoring and the discernment and truth. And what I felt was my heart was like out of myself. It had gone out of alignment, like it been pulled out a little bit. And so I had to really bring that and earth that back in. So you may well feel that you're being pulled out of self. I mean, let's face it, the collective field is full of fear right now. And we have to really tune and discern, what are we really connecting to? Is this love or is it fear? And so really giving ourselves again that opportunity to ground, to keep grounding. And this isn't about urgent action at all. This is about really embodying. And I can't stress that any more than that, because then when we are fully embodied, fully into the right pattern of working from love, from joy, those steps that we take will be much easier and much more graceful, because we haven't got the psyche fighting ourselves and with fear and the ping pong of it all. And so this is about that gentle grace that we will be looking for. So everyone's thinking the horse is galloping. It may just be a beautiful, gentle canter. It might be a nice little trot. It might be just a walk and explain. So This is about how we move through with longevity that doesn't overwhelm us, that doesn't burn us out and create a huge shitload of anxiety. And especially for women that are moving through perimenopause and menopause, this is calling you to slow down and let go of those old patterns that have you exhausted. The people pleaser, the overgiver, everything. Okay, so much is coming up and through us to release. And for men, I would say, because I do talk about women a lot because I can really talk from my own personal experience and what I can feel. But for men, this is about, again, seeing what your masculine and the toxic masculinity that has been conditioned and forced down your throats. Like, you can't be emotional, it's a weakness. And how you portray the feminine, how you look at the woman. What is it? What entitlements might there be sitting in your subconscious? And it might not actually be yours, so don't give yourself judgment for suddenly having these thoughts of that you don't like. I mean, the fact that you don't like those thoughts means that they're not your thoughts. So you can break those patterns and go, I don't align to this. So don't suddenly shroud it in shame. Just honor it. Truth it, bring it out. I mean, I have thoughts and patterns sometimes where I have this competitive thought about other women, and it's like, I don't want that. That is not my truth. And so I have to not give myself a hard time for that, because I know it's not me and it's not my choice. However, it's integrated in my system that I now need to recognize that I need to purge. So this is about learning to listen and be objective of self. This is so important. This is the love to heal that I talk about. It's that listen and observe. Really start becoming the curious observer of self. And if it isn't aligning to unconditional love, if your body doesn't feel good and feel awake and joy from that and bliss and pleasure, then know that this isn't your truth. And then you use the visualization through the meditations, and it enables you to start creating that neural plasticity of what you actually do want. So then it isn't just jumping from one thing to the next. You're building up this muscle, you're building up neural pathways, you're building up change to enable you to let go of those old patterns. And again, this can only come from compassion and showing up for ourselves in stillness and in rest. So this goes the same for men and women. And